that this thing is going on, that people are not able to believe the Vedas, scriptures, Gita, Bhagavatam. Why? Because based on their experience only they discriminate. Okay, that is their direct perception. Based on their direct perception only they decide. So that's why they say there was no Ram. Ram is a historical character. Ram is not historical character, but Ram is imagination, someone's imagination. Or sometimes some people even say that because just to set some moral codes so that a world will function properly, people will be good, morality principle will be maintained, so people should not commit bad things. So for those purpose, some imaginary story is created so that people will follow that and learn from that. That's what some people say. So this is all fake ideas. This is all vast, useless ideas of foolish people. Okay, because Lord Ram is historical character, you have proofs. Okay. So why they believe, the point here I want to bring is that because they are only seeing from their own perception, their own experience of what the experience which they gain through senses, and senses which are imperfect. So they believe like that. So for them it looks like that. Okay, this action performed by Lord Ram is not right. He should not do like this. Krishna should not do like this. Hey, why is this? Hey, this, that. Like that they say. But they are not able to understand that the Supreme Lord Krishna is Supreme Lord. Lord Ram, Krishna, not different. They are Supreme Lord. So, being the Supreme Lord, the most powerful Supreme Controller, they have no duty to perform to, or they are not obliged to anyone. Okay, the Lord has no duty to perform to oblige anyone. Nonetheless, he appears to act to protect his devotees or kill his enemies. Of course, no one can be the Lord's enemy, since who could be more powerful than the Lord? Who is Lord's enemy? Nobody. Who is more powerful? Nobody. So there is actually no question of anyone's being his enemy. But when the Lord wants to take pleasure in pastimes, he comes down to this material world and acts like a human being, thus showing his wonderful, glorious activities to please the devotees. His always want to see the Lord victorious in varied activities, and therefore to please himself and them, the Lord sometimes agrees to act as a human being and perform wonderful, uncommon pastimes for the satisfaction of the devotees. So that has to be, we should think like that only, that actually it is not very big deal for Lord to kill one demon like Ravana or Kamsa. It's not a big deal. He's the supreme controller, supreme Lord. Everything is under his control. The death supervisor, who is Yamaraj, he is under whose control? Krishna. So if all the deaths are controlled by Yamaraj, and Yamaraj is controlled by Krishna. So if, okay, just think about it. Now Kamsa is creating a lot of problem. Ravana is creating a lot of problem. Kumbhakarna, Meghnad, whoever, creating a lot of issues. Hiranyakashipu. Krishna, what is it? He said to Yamaraj, just arrange for his death. Nikalo isko. Okay, so just switch off. See, now suppose you are the powerhouse manager and you have seen that, okay, this person is not submitting the bill amount on time. Now 3 months over, 5 months over, he is not giving any money. So you being a manager or controller of powerhouse, do you think you have to go to that person's house and, hey, switch off the fan, you have not paid the bill? Switch off the refrigerator. Why? You have not paid the bill, na? Okay, switch off this TV, switch off all the appliances. Why? Why? Because you have not paid the bill. Okay, switch off, switch off. No. You don't have to go personally there. You have the control in the powerhouse. Finish it. Okay, switch off. So disconnect the supply only. So now everyone's life here is controlled by the Krishna, right? He has the power. He has the power button of everyone. So if he press the power button, that's it, off. I am just speaking, and if power button is off, everybody will say he was talking about death and he only died. Okay, so that's what is there. Anyway, I'm Krishna one. That person should be. He is creating a lot of disturbance to my devotee. Okay, stop the supply, life air supply, no more. Finish. So for Krishna, it's not a big deal to kill a demon, because ultimately everyone is under his control only. Where you will go? There is no God. Except Krishna, there is no other God. So that if there is another God, then there may be some difficulty that Krishna has to go, and because other fellow is under another God. So Krishna has to fight with that God. Hey, give me this fellow. Like two countries people have problem, na? Like one country's citizen goes another country and does some crime. So then this country will have discussion with another country. One guy did criminal activity, he's under you, please give him, like that. A lot of issue will happen. But here what is there? Only one government, Krishna. Under him everyone is there. So he will just switch off the supply and that's it. Hare Krishna. So then why? So that's why he has to come down and do, in order to take pleasure in the pastime. Because when see, you heard the Ramayana. Okay, Lord Ram's wife, Mother Sita Devi, was kidnapped by Ravana. Lord Ram, because he is Lord, immediately understood. Because in the actual Leela, Jatai will tell, Lord Ram is searching, Sita, Sita, where are you? Searching nicely. He khag mrag madhukar saini, tum dekhi Sita mrag naini. He's saying like that. He's asking with khag mrag madhukar saini. He's asking from deer, from animals of jungle, from Madhukar, from Brahmar. He's asking, did you see Mother Sita? So this is so much, crying, like that. So this creates so much happiness within the heart of devotees, emotions, love for Krishna, for Rama, for Krishna. But you just heard, because Lord Ram was Supreme Lord, he understood immediately that Ravana is the one who kidnapped. Immediately he called his one of the power and said, switch off the supply for Ravana's whole Lanka. And Ravan and all the Lanka Vasis were dead. What a Ramayana. Wow. Right? Or even one more step. When Ravana was about to kidnap Mother Sita, Lord Ram, because he is Lord, Trika, he knows everything, omnipotent, omniscience, everywhere, every Sarvagya. Krishna, Ram is Sarvagya, everything he knows. He is sitting in the heart of Ravana, he knows what is Ravana's plan. So he understood that Ravana is coming to kidnap. Immediately he went back and he stood at the gate. Hey, what? And Ravana could not kidnap Mother Sita. Ramayana ki jai. Who will enjoy? But you see, Lord Ram going there, searching, fighting, taking help from monkeys, asking monkeys, hey, go and search, all the direction, go and search. Do you think Lord Ram don't know where Mother Sita is? So, but when all this pastime happens, so nice, devotees enjoy so nicely. Okay, now Ravana is throwing arrows, Lord Ram is throwing arrows, wow, fight is going on, devotees' emotions are becoming more and more devotional. They are getting immersed in that ecstasy of devotion. So when Katha happens, then devotees feel so much like everything is happening live, my dear Lord Ram, like that. Everything become live. I think I have told you about Kulshekar Alvar. Kulshekar, I think, yes. When he hears Ramayana, he enters into the Ramayana only. Everything happens live for him. So every day one Panditji will come and recite Ramayana for him, one person. So he knows that where is the problem for king. He was the king. So when this pastime happens, that Mother Sita is kidnapped, that time as soon as he heard Mother Sita is kidnapped, immediately Kulashekara said, "Hey, call the army, we have to attack Lanka." Why? Ravana took Mother Sita, how it is possible? We will go and attack. Everybody said, "Arey, what is this?" He said, "No, chalo, we have to attack and bring back Mother Sita." So then people pacified him somehow. He said, no, we have to go. This is service. Mother Sita, Lord Ram is in danger. We have to go. Chalo. So then some people went forward and then they came back. Then this king was going like this and they came back from there. They said, okay, it's over. Mother Sita is saved and now everything is fine. Lord Ram went to Ayodhya, everything fine. Okay. So then they come back. So this thing happened. So they knows. So one day what happened that this person who was reciting Ramayana every day, he was sick. So he sent his son and he told his son that you should not tell this section of Ramayana, otherwise king will get in that mood and he will ask you all the army and all those things. So like that it was happening. And then so he told, so this person was reciting and he did not tell that. Okay, now the story went on and then fight scene came. So he told, Lord Ram is in danger, Lakshmana is fainted, like that everything is told. Then we got up, hey, chalo, Lord Ram is in danger, we have to, he called all the army and went towards ocean, Lanka, all the army saying, what is this, my God, what kind of king is this? And he saying, no, dear Lord Ram, I am coming, he will help you, and he is going with the army, full army there. And then ocean came. Now ocean came means army has to stop. Now where to go? Now everybody stopped. They said, no, we have to go. And this guy, greatest devotee actually, pure devotees are like that. He is in the story now. Everything for him is live. And now people are so fool, they think, they are not even considering it as a history, they are saying it is mythology. What is this? And this king, pure devotee, he is seeing everything live happening. He went, he said, "Arey, you people are not coming, I will go alone." He entered in the ocean. He entered inside the ocean only, went inside the ocean with sword. Lord Ram, I am coming. Why? To attack Lanka, he want to protect Lakshmana, Lord Ram. Then everybody said, my God, he is running inside the ocean, what will happen? Then personally Lord Ram appeared inside the ocean in front of him, gave darshan. Lord Ram, Lakshman, Mother Sita, Hanumanji, everybody in front of him appeared and said, see, everything is over, fight is over, we are victorious, we are going back to Ayodhya, now you also go to your palace. Then he was pacified. So Lord personally has to come in front of him to control him. That was his strong emotions. So you see, this is the glories of Katha of Lord Ram. So when devotees hear Katha, they get that kind of ecstasy. So in order to give this spiritual ecstasy to the devotees, Krishna or Lord Ram does these all pastimes. Otherwise, for him it's not a big deal to kill Ravana or Kamsa or like that. Yes? Of course, so that's what here is saying. Prabhupada ji is saying, of course no one can be the Lord's enemy, since who could be more powerful than the Lord? Who is more powerful? So there is actually no question of anyone's being his enemy. But when the Lord wants to take pleasure in pastimes, he comes down to this material world and acts like a human being, thus showing his wonderful, glorious activities to please the devotees. Now just think about it. How merciful is our Lord. In order to please the devotees, he comes down and does this much leela. These many efforts he does just only to please the devotees. This much effort he is doing, taking pain to come down and experience all these things. And in order to please that, he experienced pain also. He walks on the bare foot on the jungle. So much thing he is doing. Right? So we should think about it, that we also has to do something, right, to please Ram, Krishna, for their pleasure. When Lord is doing this much thing to please devotees, then a devotee also should do something to Lord Ram, right? So that's what Lord Krishna, Rama, their devotee, Lord's devotees are dedicating whole life for Krishna, to please Krishna. And Krishna, Rama is doing everything to please devotees. So Ram is trying to give pleasure to devotee. Devotee is trying to give pleasure to Ram. That's it. And Ram, the name itself is like that. Ram, the whole source of pleasure, Ananda. Ram. So, Lord does all the pastimes to please the devotees. His devotees always want to see the Lord victorious in varied activities, and therefore to please himself and them, the Lord sometimes agrees to act as a human being and perform wonderful, uncommon pastimes for the satisfaction of the devotees. You see, for the satisfaction of the devotees, Lord is doing these many things. So why can't we do something for the satisfaction of the Lord? I like some particular food item. Why cannot I leave that if it pleases Krishna? Why can't I leave some material activities if it pleases Krishna? Krishna is ready in order to please devotees, in order to give the happiness, transcendental bliss, that experience to the devotees. Krishna leaves his Golok Vrindavan and comes down and does Leelas. But we are not ready to leave or give up small petty material things, no use, no value, those things for the pleasure of Krishna. That's very unfortunate. So that's why the pure devotees, they leave everything to please Krishna. And that's why if a devotee is ready to leave everything for the pleasure of Krishna, then why Krishna will not leave everything for that devotee? So, Krishna, Rama is doing everything to please his devotees, and his devotees are doing everything to please their Lord Ram or Krishna. Yes? One should taste the astonishing sweetness in his human pastimes when Lord comes as human. So, in that pastimes, he just act like a normal person. But in other pastime, he displays the power. So, there it's different. But that sweetness which is experienced when Lord comes as human, that is different. So, killing Ravana is not to be praised, since Ram has power with no equal or superior. So, it's not a big deal to kill Ravana. But that's what, when devotees, when they progress more and more, then they appreciate these kind of leelas. Lord Ram playing in the courtyard of Maharaj Dasharath. They will, Lord Krishna taking the shoes of Nanda Baba on his head and walking. These pastimes will be, they will like. Devotees were advanced. But starting level, they will like, oh, Lord Ram killed Ravana, Krishna killed Kamsa. so powerful Kaliya Daman he did, mountain he lifted, this kind of powerful, that they know there is some supreme for him. So what is the use of monkeys helping him? Everything becomes suitable because Ram possesses sweetness in his human pastimes. Okay, so everything is done to create that sweetness, that ecstasy in the Leela, so that devotees can experience bliss. Yes? So that's the secret here. So human like pastimes are very sweet, playing with the cowherd boys, like that. So that is when power is displayed, that time it's little difficult to develop that sweetness or that emotions, right? Like that, like Lord Narsingh Dev immediately came, finish, 1 second job. Okay, instance. Nowadays there is this thing, everything instant they need, instant Maggi, instant gulab jamun, instant chapatis, everything is ready to eat. So this is instant Leela. Immediately Lord came, did his job, finish it. Okay, so there so much power is displayed, or any other pastime, but there that Aishwarya Bhav comes. But then human like sweetness, that pastime is there higher rasas are there, right? Mother Yashoda binding Lord Damodar. He is running. Mother Yashoda is going and trying to catch him. And he will just run in such a way so that Mother Yashoda will feel, I will catch him. And then he will make little speed. So she will get little distance. Then she will again run like that. And then she, Rudantam Muhurnetra Yugmam Mirjantam, is crying like a small baby. Okay, just like a small baby rubs his eyes, he's doing like that. You might have seen the photos, right? So, very sweet pastime, right? So, that Lord does to please his devotees. Yes? Okay. So, only one shloka we could do today. 21 we will do tomorrow. Now 10 minutes are there, you can ask some question if you have. You can text if you have question here where I have text.